Hello everyone, welcome back. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy Witches New Year. I hope you all had a great month of October. We are now quickly moving into November and it's time to switch up my altar. The last altar change was really radical for me. New table, new everything, quite minimal and light for what I usually go for. And basically, I'm ready to get back to my cozy little dark corner of the home in which I can light many, many candles and just have a good time. What I want to do now is show you my current altar the way that it is now. It's not cleaned, it's cluttered. Things going on, I'll show you, and after that, I'll bring you along with me with this change. Enjoy. All right, so here we are at my old altar setup. These are my cards from the Polka Tarot, and I do have this orange red light going, which I'll switch up. Let's look at some of these small items. Have a crow's feather, my wand, an old spell that just keeps on giving. Over here I have this, well, bubble blow something, which is actually a funny story why that's on there. I was marching along one of these protests that have been happening in Holland lately, and some people had bubbles, and I just looked at them, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and out of nowhere I thought, these are blessings. And that is so unlike myself to think about blessings, but there I was, and I figured, you know what, I'm just going to use that in my magic. Here's my journal. It's, I think, 2/3 full now, so getting used a lot. I have an offering dish here that I do wish to change up, but it's too soon to talk about it now, so I'll keep you updated to who am I actually offering things to anyway. I have a small cute bottle of Florida water, but I lost the cap, unfortunately. And here is my Trionfi della Luna inspired collage with a Maria statue that I thrifted. You've already seen this one in previous altar tours, but her shell fell off, and that happened while I was doing a spell with this star anise. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's an herb, and it just looked pretty, so I glued it on there. And on top of that table, there's a whole lot of nothing. Just a white blank space with this light switch that I cannot wait to hide behind an old curtain. So this is new. I had so many supplies gathered that I figured I'd better just get these drawers from IKEA. I opted for the white ones. So here's a bunch of my junk, but it's all stuff I use. I have paints, cheap markers, color pencils, bottles, oils, candles, matches, Epsom salt, and that alcohol thing. Junk drawer, let's not get into that one. This, of course, is a Singer sewing machine base that you can see in my previous altar. Sorry, that was the dog. Lots of incense, lots of herbs. Actually, not that many herbs. I don't use that many herbs, but I do use some. and my old journal, so very dear to me. I still look through it sometimes. This is a project, I'm not sure if I'll share it on YouTube, but I think I'll share it on Patreon. And an empty drawer, who knew? So, one final look at my altar. I figure it's time to actually consult the cards to see if my idea for this altar, always got to smell the cards, obviously. I love my Triomphe Little Luna smell. My idea for this altar, if it's, yeah, if I'm on the right track, basically. I always like to do this when I switch it up. This, of course, is in correspondence with the seasons, but I just switch up my altar when I feel like it. It just happens to fall in the same time of the year. Yeah, as you can see, I got the Chariot, which is a good card, I think. It's kind of about just making room. And then I got the Knight of Cups. And together, it's just great because it feels like I'm just making room to do my thing and open my heart. And really, that is, I need this space to be just for me. And I need it to be not perfect, but perfect for what I need to do in the moment. And here I just shuffled my Living Altar Oracle, and I got the exact same card that I had in front of it anyway, the Promise card, which I love because the Promise card is a spring card, that's true, but it does talk about ancestors, and it just fits. It just totally fits with what I'm doing. It's like that egg shape that I love working with as well. Very magical, very strong, and right now I'm actually contemplating a little bit, sitting with these cards, with these messages, and my obsidian black egg to kind of feel the energies right now. I think I am on the right track and I'm gonna make this place mine. It already is, but I'm gonna give it a good old Anna zhuzh flavor. Because honestly, I loved this altar for as long as I had it, and obviously it just keeps changing, it keeps evolving. Just check out my other altar tours and altar makeovers. It's never set, it always moves and shifts, but this one was very much outside of my comfort zone. Very white, very open, very bright, very minimalistic, and it was fine for the time when I needed that decluttered mindset, but now I'm back and I need to get back to dark maximalist Anna, basically. This was me saying goodbye to the Thoth deck. Not actually goodbye, but I just missed the Thoth deck. And if you've seen my decks I'm using now and why, I am not using the Thoth at the moment because I'm focusing on Halloween Tarot, which I will continue using in November and probably December, the Triomphe della Luna, and the Polka Tarot and Wildwood, although I have not used that as much as I thought I would. Anyway, I'm putting my tarot boxes into one of the drawers because I want to have the decks open and ready to use on my altar. I actually think almost everything on this altar is going to find its way back on my new altar setup because it really was a very nice altar setup for me. It had pretty much everything that I was using. There are a couple of things that I missed, and so I'm planning on adding back, and just a few items that I realized I didn't use, so those will find another spot in the home. My poor little small cauldron. I realized I need a bigger one. I am finally ready because this one was so cute, didn't cost much, But if I want to do the magical practices that I have in mind that will actually be free and open, I'm gonna need a more open, if you understand what I mean, a more like a bowl-like cauldron. So a bigger one and more like a bowl shape. I do still always have my Jimi Hendrix rock and roll bold as love embroidery patch. And I have recently added this beautiful gold malachite necklace that belonged to my grandmother. Also, I got a malachite box. I know I'm so spoiled, which I am using now as a worry box, inspired by our very own Kellyanne Maddox. So, Kellyanne, if by any chance you're watching, thank you so much for that suggestion in your wonderful book. My God, my puppet is so dusty. Let's dust her off. So we got Diana, Maria, Artemis, Isis, and the Aeon or the Eon, I feel. It feels like a judgment kind of young lad and a bird, I don't know, and a balance. It feels like that's the energy that that weird thrifted, what do we even call that, statuette gives me. Ooh, I still have all my magical jewelry on the altar. I enjoy that because it kind of ensures my trip to the altar every single day. All right, time to dust this table. I'm using moon water and Florida water. It had just been the full moon at this time, and I decided to put some extra intention into this particular moon water so that it would cleanse the space in a way that feels right to me at this moment. And Florida water smells so good. It's such a known and simple smell, isn't it? It just that perfume, it wakes everything up, it feels like. Kind of like your brain is getting a jolt. So that felt appropriate. Ah, a blank canvas. How nice. Right, so I think I know what I want to do with this space, kind of. It's an experiment, and I have these see-through curtains, I guess, but they're just pieces of fabric that I bought at a market years ago. I'm actually using these most of the time at spiritual fairs, actually, where I do tarot readings. It's just a nice see-through black fabric, so dark but not too dark. Although, to be honest, I'm not exactly a fan of how synthetic this material is, but it's all I have for now. So I think if I find the time, I will replace these for some thin and sheer black linen cloths or maybe some cheesecloth, but I think it needs to be black. Let's put in some extra hooks in the ceiling and hang these up. I'm also opting for my old curtains that I had in previous altars. I don't know, it's just the only thing I have, and it's to hide that light switch. Also, just to bring in some more texture, which I always like, and it's still a very nice neutral to have. And to be honest, I kind of missed the shape as well of just the way that there's this triangle shape and it moves your eye up. I always like that in a sort of intention, working with the universe as above, so below kind of thing. It's very directional. It's like an arrow pointing upwards. What I do here, it moves upwards into the ether. So I am replicating that here. I was unsure what to put against this white wall, but I decided to go for this old painting copy frame. I thrifted this, obviously. Pretty much everything you see here, I either thrifted, got from some form of online secondhand shopping site in Holland, obviously, or I bought on a market. but I had this, let's just call it a painting, in one of my very first altar tours, I think. So it's been a while, and it just fits now because it's all about connecting, it's all about freedom, it's all about doing my own thing and owning that fully, like more than ever. Really feel like I'm pushing through. It truly is a chariot energy there, and actually a Knight of Cups energy there. But that's maybe more personal. It's less universal understanding of that card, but I just love these dancing ladies. They look like witches to me, a circle of witches. And I'm so okay with this print being totally faded because my favorite color palette comes out this way. There's lots of old paper toned, which is actually kind of yellowed, and then green, beautiful green, and then some blue in there as well. So I think it's a good fit. I recently thrifted this weird dish kind of thing. It looks cast iron. I don't think it is. I think it's factory made, but I always look for these items that are decorative but still, it's not like it's a solid box. There's still room for air kind of flow thing there. It doesn't actually take up a lot of space. For my altar, I always like to have these different levels, so I'm always looking for things that I can elevate, so I can put something on top of another thing. So it's not just all flat on a table. I really like to have these height differences, and I felt this would do the trick. Obviously, my living altar oracle is a tiny altar in itself. It's finding its way back on the table. I absolutely love these prayer candles. They are gorgeous. They are easy to find, not expensive. They give off such a beautiful light and glow, and they're in glass. So just yes to all of that. This is a plastic rosary that I had since, I don't know, forever, but I switched out the cross for a Ankh symbol. It's still a cross, isn't it? One of these days, I'm gonna get one of those beautiful witches, satanic, whatever kind of rosaries, like a rebel chaos magic rosary. Please, if you have any links, let me know. I'm ready. It is time for a little break, so please hang on. I'm not done yet. Stay tuned for the B side. See you in a second. The altar is starting to take shape. I am bringing back the fairy lights. Oh, how I have missed the fairy lights. Currently looking for some batteries, and I'm glad to say I found them. So let's hang these babies up. I thought I lost my long black candles, but here they are. And snap, witch trick. Now I have two candles. Who else loves black candles? Now I already know I'm gonna shop for some deep, dark colors, but for now I'm sticking to white and black. This is such a cool thrift find. It's actually handmade and it's cast iron. I discovered how much I like cast iron. Of course, my Singer sewing machine base is cast iron. I think my tiny cauldron, however small it is cast iron. And I just love handmade things. You guys know that some of these things are handmade and thrifted. I mean, so made by people I don't know and I don't think I'll ever meet. But it's magical to me. This was just such a mood. I absolutely needed this candle holder that was against a wall like a sconce. I don't think I'll be able to light that candle for fire safety, obviously, but it's just beautiful and it fits so well. I never realized I am actually just a 150-year-old Victorian lady. And I missed my little moon. That's one of those thrifted items that were obviously made by someone, handmade, hand painted. And I have no idea who made it. It's probably a kid. I don't even know, but I missed the face of my moon goddess on the altar. Even though I have been experimenting or getting to know someone else, the moon will always be so, so important to me. And I missed having that representation of her on my altar. So I am finding a spot for her. I was actually pretty sure I was ready for the black light because it works so nice on obviously the Triomphe de la Luna Paradoxical because it's made with black light paint, but there's no room for that one right now, so I'm gonna have to figure something out at a later stage. I think we're kind of ready. Let's pull some more cards to see what else comes up. Ooh, Queen of Wands came flying out. I'm taking it. That is definitely how I feel. Check out these videos, or this video that I made about the Queen of Wands. It was a whole thing for a while. And the next card I pulled was the Fool. So that feels great too, obviously, because it's all about new beginnings and experimenting and doing my own thing and going my own way. And fine, I'll be the outcast. I will wear that outcast crown and I will wear it proudly. No one is stopping me. And here it is, my small, weird, dark, cozy nook in the home. It's back to its previous glory. Ah, this is such a relief. I can't wait to do some workings here. Even if it's just tarot readings and journaling, lighting a candle every so often, switching out those moon cards to correspond to the current phase of the moon. But yeah, I'm in love. And actually, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get used a lot. So obviously some things are going to switch around, as I said. Nothing is there to stay. Everything can move around and be used and taken away, added, all of that. But for now, let's just soak up this energy, the imperfections, also the practicality of the cards just being out there, the offering dish that just is what it is, the Ankh sign, the flickering light of the candles, and you know what? I'm gonna shut up and just let you enjoy this. did add some flowers or some fake flowers in the end just to fill up that last little corner in the back there. Feels like a good solution. And you know, I do switch up my altar quite drastically and often enough, I feel. So that makes me comfortable to do some weird stuff like just putting this huge painting or frame in the middle of my altar. It looks a little clunky, a bit weird, but it feels good, and I don't really care because it's not going to stay this way anyway. It's just going to be there for as long as I need it to be there. Yes, that's actually a Polaroid of my partner and I. Thanks again to the friend who took it. That was a magical moment indeed. We both look so sweet. Yeah, guys, I'm feeling the love and the fire. Are you feeling the love and the fire as well? This feels good for now. If you like this video, leave a like. If you are new here, please let me know in the comment section so I can properly welcome you to this online magical tarot space. If you're not familiar with my previous altar tours and altar makeovers, I will link one right here in the screen. Thanks again, happy Samhain, and I will see you all next week. And you know what? I also feel a live stream coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Have an incredible last day of October and first day of November. Bye.